A ship carrying 309 men vanished. No distress signal, no warning, no explosion, no survivors, nothing. It was one of the largest ships in the US Navy. Massive, heavy, impossible to ignore. A floating giant of steel. And yet, it disappeared. Not damaged, not found, not even confirmed. Sunk, just gone. 309 men, crew, its officers, lives, all erased, in open ocean, in clear conditions, without a single trace. Ships that size don't just vanish. They leave something behind. Debris, oil, signals, anything. But this one didn't. This ship was too big to disappear. And still, it did. The last message was completely normal. No panic, no urgency, no sign anything was wrong. And that's what makes this worse. Weather conditions were stable. No storm warnings, no massive waves, no violent winds. The sea was calm, predictable, safe, at least on paper. The USS Cyclops was moving steadily, on course, on schedule. No reported issues, no mechanical distress, no signs of danger, nothing that suggested disaster. And then it stopped existing. No slow fade, no emergency signal, no final coordinates, just silence. Complete silence. Radio operators waited, expected another transmission, another update. Nothing came. They called back, again and again, no response. A ship that size does not go quiet like that. Not without reason, not without leaving a mark. But Cyclops left nothing. No wreckage was ever found. That phrase would define the mystery. Search operations began quickly. Ships were dispatched, routes were analyzed, positions calculated, everything was checked, everything was tracked. Still, nothing. No floating debris, no lifeboats, no oil slicks, no bodies. It was as if the ocean had swallowed everything instantly. They found nothing. And the more they searched, the more impossible it felt. Because this was not a small vessel, this was not a fishing boat, this was a massive cargo ship, steel, heavy, visible from miles away. This ship was too big to disappear. And yet, there was no trace. To understand why this case still haunts people, you have to go back to 1918. World War I. The Atlantic Ocean was tense, dangerous, unpredictable. Ships moved constantly, transporting materials, fuel, troops, everything needed for war. USS Cyclops was one of those ships, a US Navy cargo vessel, built for heavy loads, designed to carry massive amounts of material. Strong, reliable, essential. At least, that's what it was supposed to be. In early March, Cyclops was assigned another mission: transport manganese ore, a heavy, dense material used in steel production, critical for wartime manufacturing. The ship was loaded heavily, very heavily. Some reports suggest it was near maximum capacity, maybe even beyond ideal limits, but missions didn't stop for caution. They moved forward. The ship departed, crew on board, cargo secured, everything in motion. It made a stop in Barbados. Routine, refueling, resupply. Nothing unusual reported, no major concerns, no emergency repairs, no clear warnings. If something was wrong, it wasn't obvious, at least not enough to stop the journey. From there, the ship set course for Baltimore. Final destination, final leg, open ocean ahead, nothing between, just water, endless water. The ship left port, and that was the last confirmed sighting. No storm tracked its path, no distress recorded, no witness reported trouble. It simply continued forward. Until it didn't. Somewhere between Barbados and the United States, USS Cyclops vanished. Completely. This is where the tension grows, because ships don't just disappear. Especially not ones this large. Especially not in conditions like that. Especially not without sending something. Anything. The Navy reacted quickly. They had to. 309 men were missing. A vessel of significant size was gone. This wasn't routine. This was a crisis. Search efforts expanded, multiple ships, large areas covered, Routes retraced, calculations refined, still nothing. Days passed, then weeks, still no sign, not even a single piece. That detail changed everything. Because in most maritime disasters, something remains. Wood, metal, supplies, even fragments. But Cyclops left none. This ship was too big to disappear. Yet it had. The search stretched further. More ships, more time, more resources. Still no answers. Families waited, officers reported, investigators speculated. But the ocean stayed silent, completely silent. Even the president at the time acknowledged the mystery. That alone shows how serious it was, how unusual, how unexplained. Because losing a ship in wartime was not unheard of, but losing it like this, it was different. No battle, no enemy confirmation, no survivors, no debris, nothing. The investigation turned inward. If it wasn't obvious, maybe it was hidden. Maybe something failed, something structural. The ship was heavily loaded, possibly overloaded. Manganese ore is dense, extremely dense. If distributed unevenly, it can affect stability. A shift in cargo, a tilt, a structural stress point, that alone could be dangerous. If the hull was compromised, the ship could fail suddenly. No warning, no time to send a signal, just collapse, disappear beneath the surface. That theory makes sense, but again, it should leave something behind. Debris, floating pieces, signs of sinking. But there were none. No trace in the water. Another theory suggests weather. Even if no major storm was recorded, conditions can change quickly. Localized storms, unexpected waves, rogue waves, massive walls of water, capable of overwhelming even large ships. A sudden hit, a violent roll, cargo shifts, structure fails, ship capsizes, gone. That's possible. But again, something should remain, something should be seen. But nothing was. This ship was too big to disappear. Another possibility, enemy action. World War I was still active. German U-boats were operating, submarines capable of attacking ships silently, without warning. A torpedo strike, direct hit, rapid sinking, no time to react, no time to send distress. That could explain the silence. That could explain the speed. But it doesn't explain the absence. No German records confirmed the attack. No claim was made. No evidence supported it. And still, no sign it ever sank. Then, there is the theory people whisper about. The one that refuses to disappear. The Bermuda Triangle, a region associated with strange losses. Ships, planes, signals, navigation failures, disappearances. Without explanation. Cyclops passed through that area. That alone adds weight, or at least adds mystery. Some believe magnetic anomalies played a role, compasses failing, navigation errors, course deviations. Others think something less defined, something unknown, something we don't fully understand. There is no proof, no confirmed mechanism. But the pattern is hard to ignore. Large vessel, normal conditions, sudden disappearance, no trace. It fits too well. And that's why the story persists. Because every explanation feels incomplete. Every answer leaves questions. The facts remain simple. A massive ship, 309 men, a clear route. No distress signal, no wreckage, no survivors, nothing. This ship was too big to disappear. And yet, it vanished anyway. That contradiction is the heart of the mystery, because logic says it shouldn't happen. Evidence says it didn't leave. Reality says it's gone. And those three things don't align. The climax of this story is not a moment, not a crash, not a final transmission. It's the absence of all of that. A ship that size doesn't just disappear. And yet, there is no point in time where we can say it ended. No second where everything changed. just a last known position. And then, nothing. No evidence had even hit the ocean. No survivors were ever located. No confirmed explanation was ever accepted. Just silence. Deep, endless, ocean silence. 309 men. Gone. No final message. No warning. No trace. And after all this time, the ocean still hasn't given them back.